Hey everyone, it's Sean Wynot here with Blue Cow Marketing, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to generate not only a title, but the outline and all the marketing copy for a webinar. So let's hop right into it. I'll let you know that I'm using the plus version of ChatGPT, which will allow me to do a lot more than just the free version. So I'm going to use the GPT-4 option that is here. I'm finding that one there gives me kind of a truer sense of what it is that I want. Now, this framework has been how I have been using this. You may have tried other things that works for you, but I wanted to put this video together to show you how I go about doing this. So a couple things that you'll need for a webinar: a really great title, an outline of what the webinar should be about, and then some marketing materials for that. Now, here's the key, and here's the thing that I absolutely love about ChatGPT. It's prompt stacking, using one chat with it to develop all that content, because it will actually start to learn from the content it has just written above with your prompts. All right, so let's hop right into this. Let's say we are going to be presenting a topic on closing more sales over the phone. That is what we want to do. If we are an expert in that, we could go ahead and write all that content. But you know what? Time is money. Let's use a tool like this. So I'm going to go ahead and tell ChatGPT what exactly it is that I want to do. So let's generate 5 catchy titles. Now you can use clickbait titles, you can use whatever you want. Catchy titles for a webinar. Let's do an hour, 60-minute webinar on the topic of closing more sales over the phone. Now, the best thing about ChatGPT is the more you give it, the better it's going to get, okay? So I'm kind of a funny guy. I like that. So I'm going to use some humor in this. So I'm going to say, use humor in your copy and also remain professional. This webinar is for business owners who are not feeling confident in their phone sales skills. All right, let's see what it comes up with. So we're going to hit enter, and we're going to let it do its magic, right? So $1 for $1, hilarious hacks to master the art of phone sales. Now, I use the word humor in there because I wanted to show you that it can actually like play off of those words and do that, right? So dialing for dollars, hilarious hacks, call me maybe, laugh your way to skyrocketing your sales success, phone, e-business, right? So it's being very literal in that, okay? So this is going to be key with this. Maybe I generate this and I'm like, that's not exactly what I want. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT, rewrite the above titles to be more professional and less humorous. All right. So this is what I mean about understanding what it has already written, right? I don't have to copy and paste it in the bottom prompts. I can just tell it to do that. Okay, so here we go. We got these coming up here. So these are a little more on par here. So dialing for success, effective strategies to master your phone sales. Let's go with that. So I could copy this and put it down below, but here's the great thing. It's always going to look above. So I'm going to say, write me an outline for a webinar based on option let's do number 1, option 1 above. So you see it already pulled that in. It knew what was written above. So now it's going to go ahead and it's going to write out the entire kind of framework for this. Now, you may be watching this going, this is kind of cheating and whatever. I don't believe that. I'm looking at this as this is a tool working with me. I wouldn't necessarily take this verbatim and go word for word, copy and paste and do that. This is going to give me a framework for this and give me an idea. So, maybe some of these topics in here I don't want to speak on, things like that. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to assume that it is all accurate because we're just going to get through this and create some content that works. Because you can always copy and paste this into another document, make some modifications, and paste it back into the prompts in here, and it will reference that versus what it just wrote above, okay? Now, this does take a few minutes for it to write all this content. Now, I've used this to generate code for websites. I've used this to generate email copy. We're going to see some of that as we go through here. Maybe not the website code part, but we're going to generate descriptions and everything. Okay, there we go. So it has written kind of the outline here, briefly introduced the purpose of the webinar, setting up the foundation, essential phone sales techniques, leveraging technology for tools, all this kind of stuff. Perfect. Let's assume this is great, and this is what we're going to work with. Now, what I'm going to say is write me a 300-word description of the webinar outlined above. The purpose of this description is to entice people to sign up for the webinar. So now it's going to take the copy from above and it's going to formulate it into your marketing copy that you need here. Again, as you see it generating, you're seeing that it's starting to pull in the exact copy and the titles that were above for everything. What I like is that it allows you to actually go ahead and like tell it how long you want, right? So I said 300 words, it's going to write to that length. It won't be 100% on 300 words because it might end in a sentence midway through, but it'll be pretty close to that. Okay, so we'll just wait for that to finish. So this is kind of generating some stuff for your landing page that you want. So this is long form copy that we're putting in here at the moment. So as you see, it's writing out all the different elements. So now the other thing that I like to get from this is taking that copy as it finishes here. Okay, based on the description above, write 3 key bullet point takeaways that those who attend will receive. So now it's taking that, it's giving me shorter form bullet points, which are key on your registration. You can use those in emails. You can make social graphics for that and everything. So we're really prompt stacking a lot of this to use this one chat to have all the assets that we want. Now, what else are we going to need? Well, we're probably going to need some emails. Okay, so let's go ahead and generate some emails. Okay, so write an invitation email to, actually not invitation email, yeah, I guess, to invite people, to invite business owners to register for the above mentioned webinar. Okay, now I could leave it at that and let it do its thing, but I want to give it a little more context. Include the bullet points as well as opening with a story about the impact not having what's the word I'm looking for? Not having great phone sales skills are having on their business. So now it's starting to write an email to invite people. Now, what I'm going to end up doing is going through and writing and telling it to write a 3 email nurture hype sequence after they register. So we'll let it do its thing here. As you're watching this, I'm hoping that your mind is saying, you know what, I can see this being used in my business. I can see this being a tool. And at only $20 a month, I mean, this stuff is amazing what it can do. And the reality is that it is only as good as what you give it to work with. And what I strongly recommend is that you go through and you make it your own. You make the tone of the copy be how you would speak in there. Use this as something that's going to work alongside of you. Now, there are some times when what it's generating can be used verbatim right out of the gate for you. And if you don't have the time to go ahead and do a lot of the stuff, this will work perfectly fine. I mean, we're using technology to write this content. Okay, so there we go. So it's finishing that one. Now I'm going to give it a prompt to write short emails just so it doesn't take as long. So write me 3 short follow-up emails for when someone registers for the above mentioned webinar. The purpose of these emails is to make sure they attend the event. So as you see, I asked it to write 3. Now it's labeling them emails 1, emails 2, and emails 3. So it's going to go ahead and do that. Now, one thing that, I love what it can do here. The one thing that I don't like about this is when you copy and paste the content, you end up copying and pasting the gray background behind all the text. So then you have to, if you're putting it into a document, you have to remove all the formatting, then it loses the paragraphs and things like that. I would love ChatGPT to have a function to allow us to just export this into a document or a CSV file that keeps the formatting as it goes. But in this case, I'll deal with the formatting issue that's there, okay? So one more step that's in this after these emails. So what did we do? Let's recap while it's writing these. We came up with a title for the event. We got the outline. We got the description. We got the bullet points. We got the invite email. We got the registration hype emails that are there. Okay, you could go on and say, okay, write me emails for after people attend the webinar and offer them this promotion, or try to get them to book a free consult with me. Whatever it is that your business model is. Okay. So before I do that, I'm going to give us a prompt to generate some social content to do this. So based on the webinar mentioned above, generate 7 social media posts that will catch the attention of a business owner who is struggling with their phone sales skills, and invite them to sign up for the free webinar. Here we go. Now, it's also putting in emojis throughout this, which are key in the content that you're putting out, okay? It's finding hashtags. It's putting this all in there for you. And what I would challenge you to do is then use something like Canva to generate and create, not generate, but create visuals to support these posts that are there, right? Tired of struggling with your phone sales. So maybe if you find an image where somebody's looks frustrated on the phone or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. The other thing that you could do is once you see these topics that are here, you can say expand on social post number 3 for a longer post length, and then it will give you more on that to work with if you want to go on a long form story that's there, okay? So what do you think? I would love to know, and I would love you to leave comments on this video about what you saw here with ChatGPT. and what it can actually do. Maybe you've not used it. Maybe you're just searching right now on YouTube on how to use it. And hopefully this video has given you some insight on how you can go ahead and just continue that conversation and build that copy. All your stuff ends up on the left-hand side, and now you can just scroll through and get all the copy that you needed, that you generated here as well. The other thing that is great for the input here is if it does a great job, like the tonality and the wording and everything, you're liking the way it is, you can give it a thumbs up here and provide feedback, and it will actually help the AI learn better about what it is that is putting out there, because it is only good as it is learning moving forward. So if you want some help with your marketing, you want some help with this kind of stuff, if you want some help with your branding, please go to our website, bluecowmarketing.ca. I offer a free marketing assessment. It's going to ask you a couple questions. That is not AI. That is truly me. Comes through a form. We can book a time, 45 minutes together, where I'm going to actually look at what you gave me, and I'll give you my honest opinion about how you can improve your marketing and your business based off of that information. So check it out, bluecowmarketing.ca. Like this video, comment, subscribe. I love you. Have a great time growing your business.